everyone. This is the chat with Mike Walton and Matt Carter. The last 5 minutes of it I haven't recorded for some reason. I ain't got a clue why, but all it was Mike being a bit drunk and saying bye and stuff, so you're not really missing anything. But yeah, it will just cut off after about an hour and 20 minutes. But yeah, it was a good fun chat. Had a few beers. You can probably see my eyes a bit red, a bit hungover still. So yeah, it was a good one. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel and watch all the other ones. And yeah, we're gonna, while lockdown's on, we're gonna carry on doing these, and they seem to be going down well. A lot of people have been messaging me saying that they're enjoying them, so enjoy this one.
So, keeping out the way of people.
Right, everybody who's watching, this is Lockdown Beers with Mr. Matt Carter, 2 times BDC champion, and Mike Walton when he decides to join us. Oh, he's here.
Hey.
So, what have you been up to on lockdown, boys?
No, a lot.
Nothing. Trying to get my fucking Wi-Fi to work.
So, have you been working, or have you been locked down and avoiding everyone?
I've been working. Well, I've furloughed everyone, so I'm just on my own. And I actually go to work and do some work, even though I've furloughed all my stuff. Unlike Matthew in the corner there, I can see doing absolutely fuck all as usual.
Chilling. I'm on lockdown. I'm living with elderly parents, so
not you.
An
excuse.
Oh, the other one. Oh, yeah,
you might want to lift your phone up a bit. I can only see your beard. I want to see your beautiful hair. That's better.
Hair is just wrapping around his chin nowadays.
How's that?
Perfect.
It's not. It's a full head of hair, isn't it? Literally a full 360 degree.
That's usually where the hair grows, Matthew. Yes.
It's more full than my head of hair these days.
Well, you two, we've had quite a few comments asking for us to chat with you two, so hence why I got you both on.
I didn't want to.
No, we know you wouldn't.
I finished my food now. I'm in the room. I'm listening.
We'll start off with a bit of your two's drifting history. Where did you start? What got you into it? We'll start with you, Matt.
Jesus. I started 22 years ago now, I think it was. 22, 23 years ago. I think we went to...
No, you didn't. You've got confused.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
Aren't you as old as me?
No, I was 21 when I started. I'm 35 now coming up. So, yeah, 17 years, whatever it is.
You ain't
Wait,
very good
I'm no good at math. No,
You just said 23 years.
Especially when I've had some drinks as well. Yeah. Makes it worse. But no, when I was 21, I started. And we, I think I saw it first. I think Paul introduced it to us in a magazine, like Max Power or something back in the day. And we ended up going up to Rockingham. And they were doing, like, I don't know, passenger rides, and you could drive yourself as well. So we had to go at that, and that was it. That was the bug from there, really.
So that's about 15 years ago then, not 23.
Yeah, maybe.
Just to clarify.
23 years ago.
Making myself look older now, ain't I? Fuck, so.
Yeah.
Obviously, you saw drifting then. What were your first car? When did you actually start doing it? And when did you start competing, stuff like that?
First car was a Sierra XR4i with a Jansby turbo bolted to it back in the day, and that was just as you do around car parks in the snow and wet, because that's all it'd do, one wheeling. I think a year later we went on to an S13, which I picked up for 360 quid back then, which was on someone's driveway.
Maybe it was 23 years ago.
It'll have been brand new then, won't it?
Exactly. I think my first thing I ever competed in was the SBA Drift Championship.
What's called what, sorry?
SBA.
Is that
the import company?
The 350?
No, that was down, was it Liddell Raceway? The little go-kart track we used to go to years ago. Yeah, Lid, that one. Used to go down there and they had a little competition, and that was my first thing I ever competed in, and from there, yeah, just...
Did you win that?
No, did I hell?
Who won it? Do you remember?
16 somewhere. I don't know, you know. I know Bomb was there. Oh, God. I can't remember. Mark Looney was there in a R32 Skyline back in the day. The names who are still about now who were there.
Bagsy, Wando. They were under the knife, weren't they? They said
they
they
may have
started
been.
early.
They may have been. He was nobody back then, so I wouldn't really know.
Whereas now, what is he somebody now?
Oh,
So, obviously, you
no,
started.
that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
You and the boys all started Team Green. What
Yeah.
year did you do that?
Oh Jesus, I think
1963. I guess right there.
I can't even remember. I cannot even remember. Long time ago.
Come
That
on,
was
we're
cool.
supposed to be talking about your history here, where you started competing, what you're doing.
I know. My memory's terrible. I need Katie here. She's like my sidekick who knows everything.
You need
Like
where's Mike? Where's your brother?
2006-ish. Would that make sense?
No, I'd have said a bit later, Team Green. Oh, you might have done, but I remember. I'd say like.
When BBC started?
No, I'd have said like 08, 07 maybe, or something like that.
We were kind of Team Green before we got into BDC, so it's probably 07. BDC was 08, weren't it? First event. So it's probably 2007.
You've competed every year since it started?
Every year, apart from last year, I obviously only done the one round, but that was the first year I've ever had off, and I've only missed one round within 13 years or 12 years, whatever it is.
So when I took it over, you sacked it off.
Whereas when you took charge, I was like, oh, no, you know.
So when, obviously after the Team Green stuff, you were then on Team Falcon.
Yeah.
You did that for quite a few years.
The golden years, they were.
Yeah, that was the golden years. I think that was 6 years with Team Falcon. And yeah, probably the best years. I mean, that was really good with all the lads and just going around Europe and around everywhere doing demos with Falcon and competing in the BDC. And yeah, really good years.
So then, what year was it when you won your first championship?
First championship was 2011.
2011. And what car were you in then?
We were in the S14 then. Oh, yeah.
SR. That was SR. That was you did. Was it?
No. That was the first year. It was JZ.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, when it used to
must
pop and bang all
must
the
have been
time.
the year before.
Yeah, that was the one.
14 gearboxes in a season. The
Yeah,
year before
possibly.
that. That's it.
Paul used to do that as well, didn't he? Between both of you, you'd do 85,000 gearboxes in
The amount of SR gearboxes we done, I think we made the things go extinct back in the day. I done 28 alone.
A piece of chocolate cost about £9,000. Because of you.
We would have been better off putting a Cadbury car under the car, to be fair.
Paul were doing like genuinely, no joke aside, we're doing more gearboxes than tyres, weren't it, at rounds and stuff?
It was crazy. Like we got it down to 43 minutes, I think, for an SR gearbox change.
Roughly.
With the bell
What are you
out,
thinking about that?
with a twin plate clutch, it was quite a hard job. Like.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, your Falcon, you're on them for a few years.
Yeah.
How come that stopped?
That stopped mainly because they wanted to go into different ventures. I mean, I think in America they went into baseball, and then over here they went into football. So that kind of petered out and come to a stop, and yeah, that was that. Shame really, but things go on.
Then after that, you got onto Team Jack Speed, driving with them.
Yeah, we were with Jack Speed for 3 years. Good 3 years as well. Good fun with the lads.
Is that how long it was? 3 years?
Were it 3?
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
3
3.
Yeah.
I thought it was a year.
No, 3 years. 3 years with Jack Speed.
And then why did you get kicked off that then?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just staring.
Poor results, wasn't it, Matthew? Poor results.
Yeah, usual
That
case.
come to a mutual decision of an end, that one come to.
Yeah.
But no, it's a shame. It's good fun, but I knew it was never going to go on.
yeah, obviously. Then you won your second championship in UK.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
you
with Jack Speed and the Max's tyres in 2017.
The Max's tyres, the big boys.
Max's tyres, the big boys.
So these big tyres, did you actually have tyres that were bigger?
No
What,
idea.
they were all the same size?
They were all the same size, yeah. Every
All of
tyre
his
was
ones
the
were
same size.
yeah.
Every tyre was marked up 265. And
Well, as long as they're marked up 265, that's fine, yeah.
exactly, that's what everyone said apparently. But yeah, I mean, I even put it to Max's afterwards because I was pissed off once we kind of come and saw it because I didn't even realise until
No,
John
it was.
pointed
We
it out.
measured it. It was because it was on an 11-inch rim, and everyone else was on 9.5-inch rims.
There was that.
We had a
But
tape measure in the pits. There was a massive argument. It went on for about 6 months. It was painful.
there was that.
Literally just because you had it on an 11-inch rim. That was it.
I mean, they are bigger off the rim as well, but I went through it all with Max's and they assured me that they are 265 and that a motorsport tyre is measured from the tread or something and a road tyre is measured wall to wall. I don't know how true that is or what, but to me, I didn't know shit. I was just running a tyre I was given and that was that. So, yeah.
So they weren't big ones and
Fun and
small
games.
ones, like what were going round pits.
Hey.
A lot of people like the Driftworks lot and that were saying that you had some tyres that were bigger and then some that were smaller. That's all.
Yeah. Nah, a load of bollocks. I've still got. No, actually, I used them all last year, but I still had a couple, and yeah, they were all the same. There weren't no difference in any of them. They were all 295s.
So then, obviously, after you'd done your stint with Jap Speed, you've went over to Drift Masters, driving under Boost Race Fuels and Garage D.
Yeah. We had Boost Race Fuel and Garage D on board last year, which was good.
And Walton Motorsport. Don't forget Walton Motorsport.
Oh, Walton Motorsport. Yeah, we won't forget them. Well, I ain't needed anything off you apart from a bit of welding on some other rubbish. So
Well, that's
your manifold
once you're sponsored once, you don't need any more.
the manifold's held up too well. That's been like 5 or 6 years now with anti-lag and everything else cracking on through it, and it's mint. I'm going to take a hammer to it at some point just to.
Just break it to the limit.
And then
he's got one hiding in that hair somewhere. I know it's there.
Is there going to be like a time period down the line from this few weeks where Mike's doing all the welding on manifolds again, where there's going to be a lot of failures down the line?
All the staff come home is just me. Just all the manifolds are shit.
The products are brilliant, the staff are amazing, but when Mike does the actual work, bit debatable.
Listen, at least I go to work, Matthew. Calm down.
I've been there all day today.
Yeah, where?
Participating.
Off his chair.
Yeah, move from that couch all day.
Sits in the chair. But then obviously after last year you came back to BDC the one round and got a 99-point qualifying run, which is the highest ever score at BDC.
Yeah, to say I was pleased with that. Yeah, very, very pleased. I mean, I think it was, I don't know, Europe's hard. It's really hard. I mean, just getting out there and the budget and, trying to fuel the van just to even get anywhere out there. It's mentally draining. And just to come back to the BDC was there was no weight on my shoulders. I was just there to have fun. And yeah, I think it kind of unleashed my good side of driving again.
Do you think confidence plays a big part of it?
Yeah, 100%. But it's all everything put together, you know what I mean? When you're going out on a shoestring anyway, and then you're using your credit card to fuel the van, and each time you think, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to try and pay that back at some point, and it's hard. It is really hard. But yeah, I mean, definitely coming back with less stress, no weight on the shoulders, no stress, no nothing, just I was cracking on and driving and having fun with everyone. It's good to be back and good seeing everyone. So
yeah. To rewind up, first time I remember watching you boys was at Norfolk. When you did your team thing. Like I knew of you anyway, but that team run, I know, like me and Adam and all that, like with slide team stuff. We looked up at that and we were like, "That's cool. That's good shit." Like it was like a 99-point run or something. Wasn't it?
Back in the day, I mean, us three, Alan, Paul, and me. I mean, we had driven for years together prior to that, And we were always out at every single practice day. Before competition days, we were out at every single practice day, just being lads and having fun. And used to do drift demos at Pod all the time. So literally, we were driving together all the time. Knew the cars so well. And yeah, when it comes to things like that, we could just nail it to each other's door and just have some fun with it.
And loads of fun, that's the key bit.
I think if you ask Paul, he says I broke his wrist during that, but I think it was his fault.
Why? What do you mean? What happened?
I think we got a bit close at one point, and I think his rear front wheel clipped my rear wheel or something, and it span the steering around. He had his thumb in the steering wheel, and it actually broke his wrist. And he carried on to drive the next day with a broken wrist, in pain, not realising it was broken until he went to hospital and it was fractured or something. So
surely that was his fault.
Blames me for that one. Apparently, I brake checked him and he hit me or something. But
So back to your 99-point run.
Yeah.
Do you think it was a burnout after that got you them points? Because I said to Mike after, Mike, I think you spun on the last corner, didn't you, Mike? And you had like a blinding run. And then when you come off for your second run, I says to him, Mike, do a massive burnout after, once you've completed your run, and I bet you get a really high score. Where did you qualify, Mike?
Third, I got an 89, I think.
Burnout done it.
I melted the engine.
It was a good burnout then, wasn't it?
Worth it, Mike.
Yeah, worth it.
Worth it. 10 out of 10, worth it.
So do you want to tell us a bit about your history, Mike? Where you started, what got you into drifting and whatnot? Then obviously move on to where you started competing and stuff like that. Well, any results you've had?
I haven't really had any, mate. I forgot. I don't really. To be honest, it was kind of a bit of a spur of the moment. I bought an MX-5 and I thought, I'll just drive this around. And I didn't have very much money then. I was still at college. And
his hair weren't that big back then either.
And then,
Duke's him, doesn't it? MX-5 hairdresser.
Matt, do you remember Bruno?
Yeah.
Remember Bruno from back in the day?
Everyone knows Bruno.
Well, he said, well, we'll turn this into a drift car. And I went out. It was at his garage. And I went out for a cigarette. And I came back. And he'd already welded the diff on it. And then he just put some coilovers on it that he somehow had in there. And then he said, yeah, go and do some drifting. And I was like, I don't even know what drifting is. And he was like, I'll show you. And that was kind of the start of it.
When was that, do you think,
sounds
mate?
like Bruno.
What sort of year was that, do you think?
It must have been 9 years ago, something like that. So not that long. And then
not 23.
I had that, and then I crashed it like loads. It was absolutely destroyed momentarily after that very moment. And then I decided that I wasn't going to do that anymore, and I bought an M3, and I was like, I'm not going to drift it at all whatsoever. I lasted 3 months, and then and then that was.
What was that? An E46 or?
It was an E36
or
M3
36
Evo. That was worth a fortune now.
Yeah.
Cabriolet as well. Worth an absolute fortune. Individual. It's probably worth about 20 grand now. Just bounced it off the curb, wrote it off. It was absolutely. I sold it in the end. And it was so fucked. I think I sold it for 1,800 quid. M3 Evo. And then I met I met Matthew and Paul. So I worked at a place that made exhaust systems, and I met Matt and Paul, and they needed some manifolds that weren't going to break on their car. So I designed and made those. That was kind of the first thing I ever did in sort of the actual drift scene, if you like, was make manifolds for Matt and Paul, and that's the same one that he's still got on his car now.
Still going
and
now.
From then, they were just like, oh yeah, come to the event. So I went to. The
How
event.
many years ago was that you built them? For?
It'll be 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
it's over 6 years. Over 6
years.
years ago since.
Good going, like, it's a
7 years.
proof for your work.
And that's ceramic coated as well, so that's holding some bloody heat in there.
So, and then they were like, "Oh, come to the events and stuff," because obviously I'll give them the manifold to start the business up for free. And they were like, "I'll come to the events and stuff," and then that was it. I bought an S13.
Sorry, Mike.
And then just tried to build it. To be honest, I've never
ruined
been
your life, didn't I?
Eh?
I ruined your life.
Yeah. Well. And then to be honest, I haven't really done very well in any event. I don't think.
You have? You won didn't you get like the
Never
up and coming driver?
Pardon?
You won the up and coming driver or something? Future star or something like that?
That's like a little Joker's award though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was a bit of a joke. I think it was because I got a Drift Cup, and I did a year of Drift Cup, and it was absolutely terrible. And then I did one event for Drift Cup the next year, and then they were like, oh yeah, top 10 can like get into, or top 4 or whatever can get in. And I managed to get top 4 in one Drift Cup round. They're like, you can do the BDC. And then if you qualify for that, you can go in. So it's like, yes. So all I've got to do is qualify. Got in there, managed to qualify, all right.
Can I?
Battles, absolutely shocking at battles. But that same event, somehow, my car was quite reliable, and every other car that I went against broke. And so I came second in the event. Like, fantastic.
Sometimes you need luck, Michael.
Go into pro
luck.
the next day. Huh?
You need luck sometimes.
Yeah, and then they were like, go into pro the next day, and then somehow just went into pro. I was like, I was so buzzing from the day before that I qualified with like an 88 or something like that in like, my first ever event, and I stayed in top 8 for the whole time. No one else got better. It was like, yeah, I stayed in the top 8 of qualifying, so I instantly got a buy into the top 16. So they were like,
I remember that event very well.
I
remember that event very well because I remember I'd done my first qualifying run. I fucked up, and you come over and you're like, I out-qualified you. I was like, he is not out-qualifying me. I think I went out and done a good run and just pictured to the post or so. I was like,
what? Where were this round? Where were that?
Rockingham.
The
first ever Rockingham round.
Rockingham.
First ever Rockingham BDC round. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, you got some results though, didn't you? Obviously, you got a podium there, and then
I feel like you got a podium.
That's where I only have a podium.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought you got some podiums in your compact.
No, never got a podium in the compact.
You stride that compact well. I like that little compact.
Yeah, you did. I remember you doing Rockingham in that compact, actually.
Yeah, and then I blew the FR up because I put some nitrous on it. And then because I had a deal with my dad. Yeah, it's just I said if I compete in pro class in my first ever BDC event, you've got to pay for nitrous oxide to be put on my car. And he was like, you'll never do that. Watch me. And then it happened. And then he was like, I've got to do it now. So he had to pay for it. And I put it on the car and I melted the engine the next round.
Which is his fault. He had to fix it. He had to pay for it fixing, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
No, he never fixed it. He never paid for it he paid for it to be put on in the first place.
So did your dad pay for half the job getting done? Did he pay for half the job and that's why engine blew up?
Huh?
Did he pay for half the job and that's why engine blew up?
Well, no.
He'll not watch it. Slate him. Be fine.
I think it was my fault that the engine blew up, to be honest.
Why is that?
I'm not sure why, but I think I put the nozzle too close to the IAT sensor, and I think it froze the IAT sensor and absolutely ruined it. And it was like I don't know what's going on now.
Ruined the whole engine.
Some fuel in somewhere, and it was just like. I just went round the corner, absolutely planted it, and all the pistons just fell in.
all the power.
So it didn't really work. And then I had to do the rest of it in the compact, and I did okay in the compact. I think I qualified with a 93 or something in the fucking compact because it was so slow, but it was like the easiest thing in the world to drive. You could just get on every single clip at 3 miles an hour. You could just scoot your way around.
I remember you battling with Connor in his
yeah.
Around
that was
Teesside
hilarious.
The compact.
I bet that was impressive.
We lined up at the start, and I was like, Connor, well, there's absolutely nothing I can do here, obviously. So I said, I'm gonna sit as wide as I can. You just sit on the left brake. I was like, I will not do anything. I will go as fast as I can, as wide as I can, and you just sit on it and do whatever you like. And he was like, oh yeah, for sure. And then that's what he did for the whole thing. Left foot brake on the line, all the way down.
What, down straight and everything?
It's so funny.
Down straight, the whole lot. It was good fun. It was good fun. And then, yeah, somehow I managed to flag myself into pro class. God knows how. I don't know how. And then, yeah, here I am.
So with that, then that leaded you up to last year, and that was your first year in pro?
No, I did 2 years. I've done 2 years.
Before, wasn't it?
Yeah, so after I finished the season in the compact, I put a 2J in the S13. and then I've done 2 years with that, and not really got very far.
You've done a few prop shafts, though, haven't you?
Pardon?
Done a few prop shafts.
In the first year, just
Drive shaft, prop
second
shaft.
year, haven't done any prop shafts last year.
Well done, Michael. So, do you want to tell us a bit about your car? Like obviously you said it's got a 2J. Here's a bit of a rundown on your car.
It's just blown up, Adam. I blew it up.
It's a sore subject.
It's a blown up 2J with loads of expensive stuff strapped to it. It doesn't do anything because it's blown up.
What expensive stuff's on it?
Samsonus gearbox, extreme clutch. It's still got a Link ECU, actually, a Link G4 Extreme ECU, which was off of the SR. I never bothered replacing it because it actually worked at the time. All the other electronics at ECU Master, they're probably one of the best mates that you can get at the minute. ECU Master out there. By the way, if you're listening, ECU Master, I need an ECU for my truck. You've got the other common rail, ECU common rail. You can just send that. That'd be great.
Yeah, ECU Masters are always logging onto this, mate.
He's only got to build the engine on that first as well, because he also blew.
Yes. Well, I did just blow that up as well, but
common kind of thing going on here, you know.
I have blown a few. I've been known to ruin cars. Okay, once, a couple of them, probably 20-ish, but it's okay. So and then
what manifolds on it?
Loads of ECU Master stuff. A big Borg Warner turbo. Obviously, all of our pipe work that we do in house, and that's it, really.
But you just put anti-lag on it, like a fancy anti-lag setup.
Yes, so I did.
That's cool.
So after that round that I blew the engine up at, where was it? Where's the last round we did? Buxton.
Yeah.
Fixed that. Garage D fixed that. Fixed the engine fantastically. It snapped loads of stuff and they just did their magic and fixed it and it was great. And then I put anti-lag on it, fresh air anti-lag, which is designed for like rallycross cars and all that sort of stuff. Like their engines are like £200,000 an engine. I put in a bone stock JZ, and
I can see where this is going.
and it worked. It worked for a little bit, and there was absolutely no problem with the anti-lag whatsoever. And then I did a massive burnout outside their workshop in celebration of everything working. And the clutch that was worn was worn and obviously had been worn for probably 2 or 3 rounds, and then that, and it was pushing on the end of the crank, and now it's just worn the front bearings out on the crank and absolutely knackered the engine. And then I just pushed it into the showroom and haven't looked at it since. Just depressing.
So what about your car, Matt? Do you want to give us a bit of a rundown on your car, what it's got done to it, what stuff's on it, who did stuff?
I think 7 years I've been running the R32 now. So when that was originally built, it was at Garage D as a bare shell, and Julian done all the chassis prep work on it and everything that needed doing. That was then built up with everything that was out of my old S14.
Just to pause you there a second. Chatting to Wando last, whenever it was, the night.
Oh yeah.
He was saying that is that Danny is.
Danny Isabel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think Wando were kind of insinuating that he did everything on your. He basically got you to where you are.
The cage in it is Wando's original cage. I think it's probably the first he ever done.
So the door bar's not welded all the way around and stuff. I'm only joking, Ian. I'm only joking.
A lot of that was removed anyway for the spec for Drift Masters for door bars and that. So Nick at Absolute Customs has redone a lot of it and changed things here, there, and everywhere. But yeah, I mean, originally Wando did build that car, and then I got it. I think it had an SR in it, like previously, and I got it as a bare shell and stripped it all back out, and done a lot on it. Cut all the tunnel out and done loads on the thing. But yeah,
I remember when you got that shell. First of all, I remember It was in Garage D. It was
Yes.
on the left-hand side under a sheet as you walked in. And it was so top secret that Julian just used to show people past. You weren't allowed to look at that shelf. What's that under there? No, you're not allowed to
Can't
look.
look.
Take any pictures as you go.
I
Shoot you out
remember
the
it
door.
good. Under the dust sheets with a load of stuff piled on it, so no one could look under it.
And that was it. I remember that very well.
Yeah, I know. Oh, bloody hell. Long time ago. But no, at the moment, the car's running a 1.5 JZ built by Garage D with super tech internals and valves and pistons and everything. I think it's got ZRP rods in it, ACL bearings all round, and ARP nuts and bolts and whatever. So yeah.
Simo, are you hiding beer in your car?
No, I've written a load
cooler
of
box in
questions down. I've written a load of questions down to ask you both. And because I've done that many of these talks, I've picked wrong ones up, and I can't find. Oh, I've written them on the back of this, Yoda. I've literally, my car's just full of these pieces of paper with questions on and stuff.
So you've been working hard on your car, just sitting in there writing notes, yeah?
My car's ready to go. I've just been sat in it every night getting pissed. And chatting shit to people.
Don't blow it up, Mike would.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So yeah, 1.5 JZ built by Garage D. It's got a Quaife gearbox, extreme clutch. What else?
Walton
Manifold.
Yeah, Walton manifold.
Don't forget that one.
Got a Owens Development specially built turbo. I can't even remember what it is now. It's a 3589 or something random. He's
0.62.
built something random, but it bloody works. I know that. But yeah, with boost race fuel and everything in it last year, I think we're pushing just under 800 horsepower. So, and with lag as well. But
wasn't there a dyno readout of over 900 horsepower at one point?
yeah, that was at a dyno in what was that, bloody Milton Keynes direction.
It was an extra spicy dyno. That
Was it at that
But it's
taking
dyno
this
figure come off.
to that one.
This dyno figure come off, and I knew people were going to bite on it. I was like, I've got to post this just for shits and giggles, because I knew people were going to fucking bite on it, and they did. But yeah, it was just under 800 horsepower. Anti-lag wise, as Mike was saying, he's running the fresh air anti-lag from Turbo Smart. I'm not running that. I'm running electronic throttle, so that actually it adjusts the throttle to run the anti-lag and retard the timing. So it's a bit of a different way of doing it. I'd like to go to the Turbo Smart good, so I'm on the Turbo Smart wastegate, and yeah, I'd like to get that on it at some point. I mean, it's pretty savage.
Who maps your car? What?
A guy called Gerard G, we call him. He maps my car. He does the likes of Lindy around rallycross cars and other rallycross cars and stuff, which you can tell with the anti-lag it sounds like a rallycross car. So yeah,
savage.
And you're one of the only people running like ethanol, is it?
Yeah, so running the boost race fuel, that was a E100 ethanol, so it's normal ethanol is like an 85, which you'd usually get people running on. This is a pure E100. I think it's 99% pure.
Do you run that straight then, or mixed? Or
yeah,
what?
yeah. I mean, it's ethanol's a real. Everyone's a bit scared of ethanol, and even we were last year when we got offered the deal, because you don't get it in the UK. Europe, you can buy it on the pump, and I think UK and Ireland you used to be able to, but it used to go bad. Yeah, so they got rid of it. So not a lot of people in the UK run it, and I've never looked into running it. And Julian knows a bit about it, as he knows everything, doesn't he, old Smith?
Yeah.
But, we got offered the deal, and we were like, well, let's try this then. And Julian knows them from going out to Norway for ice drifting, and good friends with them all. So, yeah, it's kind of a big learning curve for us, and even mapping it and building it, and had to change the fuel system and everything had to be right to run ethanol, you know, because it's it eat through rubber and it eat through alley. You have to have coated alloy and whatnot. So yeah, it's a lot of messing around and injectors to run it and stuff like that. But over the last year, yeah, recommend it. Seriously savage stuff. Like, I think we got over 100 over 100 horsepower gains from running that fuel over Sunco mixed with Shell last year or the previous.
And does it run cooler?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does run.
The actual engine temp run cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, exhaust temps with the anti-lag on were probably 80 degrees cooler, maybe.
So you don't even have nitrous on yours either, do you?
No.
It's literally anti-lag and that's all you've got.
I'd like to run nitrous. I'd love to run nitrous with it as well. And I think in Europe you bloody have to nowadays. The power out there is just crazy, and the car builds are mad. But yeah, if I had the budget, if I had the money, I'd definitely go nitrous and push it another 100 horsepower or whatever. And
see, mine's literally completely the opposite. I run pump fuel at the pump station
and all of
the other stuff on.
That might be why it keeps blowing up, mate.
Yeah, shush. To be fair, that did 2 years. 2 years like that. That's not bad for a bone stock taxi
not bad.
engine.
No.
Good old Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned Julian, then he sort of helped you out with that fuel deal and stuff.
Yeah.
He helps both of you out a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Julian helped me out for many years. I think I was at his first ever opening day back with Katie used to have a PS13, so we took that there. And they had Red Dot Racing next door, which had a rolling road. So I think we literally picked that up from Wales, drove back and went to his opening day. So that was, God knows how long that was, years ago. But yeah, known Julian a long time. He's helped me out massively over the years. And
Julian's probably the most handy man in the entire world.
Oh yeah, especially in the drift world.
Literally, he can have any problem with your car at all whatsoever and go, Julian, I need this. I need it now. Okay, no worries. So when we were at the dyno, when we were mapping my car with the anti-lag on it, I got it on the dyno, and it snapped the timing pulley, and the VVTi sprocket was absolutely knackered as well on the dyno. I had no idea till we got there, and it just like belted everywhere. And I thought, the engine's absolutely knackered. And I was like, oh no. And we worked out it was the tensioner and the VVT sprocket. I rang up Julian and I said, I'm at a dyno about 3 hours away. Can you send up a tensioner and a VVTi sprocket? And it's like, yeah, no worries. And his lad just turned up. We're all apart.
Here you go.
Just like that.
Did he fit them for you as well?
Unbelievable. Like, literally, you can't get a better service than that. It's impossible in this world to get a better service than that.
I'll tell you what, I knew Julian had some stock, and last year obviously he moved premises, and I was a big part in helping him move premises and build the new premises and whatnot. I knew he had stock, but when we were emptying that place, my God, it is unbelievable. Like, we were there, I think I had 4 months off of work, flat out every day, building the new workshop, moving stuff from the old one, stripping it out, and I mean, you could kind of go back through the years. So you'd go through the shelf, and the further back through the shelf you got, the cleaner the parts were, because they were off cars which were like years old, not 20 years old. It was totally retarded. But
I bet he found so much stuff that he didn't even know he had as well, didn't he?
Oh yeah. Every day he was like, oh Jesus, could have sold that yesterday. Someone wanted one of them, didn't know I had it. But now he knows everything, because we made sure we went through everything as we were putting it back in the new premises, noting it down exactly what was there, what shelf, where it is, and it's a custom built place now. It's not somewhere he moved into and built up over the years. This place we actually went in, we fully built it out, and mezzanine floors and all the shelving and engine build room and gearbox diff room, the lot. So it's now a properly built up place, and he knows exactly where everything else is, and all the lads there as well. So yeah, pretty savage, and it's only up the road from me, which makes it
even better. So Matt, you don't.
Where do you keep your car, Matt?
I keep my car over Bicester, Aylesbury area where Polo used to work.
Yeah.
So me and him rent a unit and have done for years. So all my stuff's over there, and
the one where Paul used to run his business from.
That's right.
Yeah.
He might soon be running his business from again.
Yeah.
So Matt, you've done a lot of Europe stuff, like not just Drift Masters. When you were with Falcon, you used to get over there and do quite a lot of other stuff. Like, I remember seeing a picture of you jumping your car
Yeah.
at some event. what were all that about? What were you doing in Europe there, like?
That was so we used to go out every year and do the N24 Nürburgring N24 race. We used to do demos for it. So Falcon used to rent out, I forget what they call it now, but they've got 2 like skid pan and practice areas there. So they used to rent them sections out, whatever one it was, whatever year. But that particular one had a skid pan. Well, it had a couple of skid pans, but it had a bit of a loop, and then it used to go over into a wooded area, like an alpine circuit. It was proper sick. So we used to do passenger rides, and I think it was the last year I was running the S14, and I was getting a bit cocky, and I went over into the alpine section a bit hard, and it jumped, and I was like, you know what, that's fucking sick. Right, I'm going to do that again. So from there on, we kept on doing it. And I had someone down there and get a picture of it, but we were actually taking passengers out, and I was doing that with passengers in the car. So we were doing the loop at the top and then firing it down into the alpine circuit and just launching it like, I think, probably 4 foot or so off the floor, landing it into a drift as we landed. It was proper cool. I think Alan put his seat through the floor or something. He split.
I remember someone saying something like that. Yeah, something broke.
It was just mad, but I knew it's the last year that the car was running, and the Shell had 6 years, I think, competition anyway, and I was like, she's a bit ropey. It only had a Bolton cage and whatnot. It was a bloody rock-free S14 JDM import when I got it, and it was still rock-free and mint, but it got ropey, you know what I mean? It was a bit
That's
weak.
what my R33 were like. When we scrapped it, there was still no rust on it.
Still
It was
mint.
just like a banana.
Some of the cars
My S13's a bit like that now.
What,
no
rusty
rust
on
on
a
it.
banana?
It's a bit, yeah.
Is it a UK car, Mike?
No, it's a 180 SX. It's a proper JDM import, but it's
JDM type.
So these fancy manifolds we keep talking about, Mike,
yeah.
how many do you think there is in BDC? Like,
I have
what
no
percentage
idea.
of the grid do you think are using your stuff?
There was one stage where it was like over half were using them. But I don't know. There's new people come through. I'm not 100% anymore. It's
And you don't sell them yourself. You got all your lads selling for you.
Because he doesn't do anything anymore. He turns up work, sits down in the corner, not doing a great deal.
Rubbish.
Mike,
All Mike does is he sits there working on his boat. He watches the lad make the manifold.
Listen.
Go to Andy, who packages it, and then sees it go out the door. So he don't know where it's going. He just knows it's a fine job.
He just sees the money come in. Mike,
If only that were the case.
When did Walton Motorsport open? When did it start? Quite late, weren't it?
Walton Motorsport was officially
15?
open. Yes, it was around the same time Matt got his first manifold, because that was the first one. His was the first 1JZ DVTI manifold. Matthews was.
What did you do before that? And so we used to welder for another company or something like that?
Yeah, so I used to work for a company called Primary Designs. And it used to be in my contract where I couldn't say what they were, but that contract only lasted for 5 years after I finished. And it's now about 6 years after I finished. So, basically I spent 2 or 3 years of my life making exhaust manifolds for a Red Bull Formula 1 team.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much all I did in that company. I obviously did loads of stuff before that as well, building up to that. But then, yeah, so it was fantastic pub talk at the time. Was all the years that Sebastian Vettel won the championship, which he did consecutively.
You made
I started making the exhaust manifold at the start of that, and then as soon as I left the business, brilliant.
So it's all you.
Well done, Mike. Well done.
Absolutely nothing.
So
to do
what-
with me,
so
but
what we're
it's a
saying there
great
is-
story to tell.
Over the years, you've won me championships and lost me championships.
How have I lost you them?
Well,
No, Matt, let's
I
be
did
honest,
win,
mate.
didn't I?
That's all down to you,
Is that
pal.
not how that is? I'm trying to find someone to blame it on.
No, it's just you.
You can't always win, Mike.
I know that.
So are we? You are?
Matt, are you going to do the rest of this year if it comes back this year?
Am I going to do it? What do you mean? Who are you asking here? What are you saying?
Matt Carter, not you. Obviously, you have to
Look
do your
at
own.
this is my next question. Are we going to see?
I knew it was your next question because
There's a lot of interrupting on this, isn't there?
Is there going to be a championship?
I want to interview now.
I like how we lean in to talk. When you
Shut
speak,
up.
lean in.
So, boys, are we going to see you, either of you, at BDC this year?
Yeah, I'm going to go, mate. I'm thinking about doing most of the rounds this year. Yeah, looking forward to it. Brilliant. Can't wait to win.
Not you twat.
Is there going to be a championship to go to?
Of course there is, mate.
Well, are we all going to be locked in for the year?
So long as
we're on the
Boris lets
championship.
us, I'm sure Matt's going to sort something.
It's all,
That
all
way the
online
question
now,
were
isn't
it?
it?
You can't answer questions with questions, Mr. Carter.
Oh, fuck's sake. No, I honestly don't know. I mean, obviously, I decided to drop out of Drift Masters this year. I've got a lot of personal stuff going on this year and a lot of stuff that needs sorting out my end. So, yeah, I don't know. I was never planning on doing a full championship, as to say, this year. I was going to do some odd rounds here and there. But
Now
depending
it's
how
all a
things
bit
are going,
later.
who knows what's going on, you know what I mean? It's like, I managed to get to the workshop to do anything on the car for the last, 5 weeks now, since my dad was recommended he stayed in. I've kind of been self-isolating at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, depending on what happens with the championship and what my budget and stuff's like, and yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I'd like to be out, but we'll see what happens.
What about you, Michael?
He quit ages ago. A few years ago. He's not been doing anything for years.
I've just been turning up and just sort of pissing around for years. No, I don't know. I'll be at the events whether I'm driving or not. Don't know. Doesn't really matter if I drive or not. It doesn't affect much.
Makes no difference to us.
It does. I think if you kind of believe in yourself a bit more, like you have these moments of absolute fucking brilliance, like at Buxton, but then it's like you get in your own head. You know, like from speaking to you in queue and stuff. I think you'd like doubt yourself a bit.
Well, to be honest, right, I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't actually need to win. Like, I don't have that drive where I need to win. Like, I really love driving, and I absolutely love the BDC, and I love competing in it, and I love just being there. My favourite thing about it is talking to you, Simo, in the queue. and if you tell me to do a stupid burnout at the end of my run for absolutely no reason, no holds barred, click fifth, and just plant the throttle at the end of
But that's what's great about drifting. Like all jokes aside, like you like saying you're going to BDC, enjoying it, living the dream, but you don't actually need to win. You're not going to do that. Other people go to win. Some people go to get away from the misses. Some people want to blow a load of money. Some people just want to crash. Like
the thing is, the drift scene, as everyone knows around the world, you're all just mates. You know what I mean? And to be there and just have a crack is part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, winning's good, but
Mike wouldn't know.
if you're there having fun,
I would never know. I've never won.
A funny story.
Never will.
The only reason, like, I got to be half decent mates with Mike and speak to him quite a bit is because you quit smoking, didn't you? And then you always used to come up to me in queue like that. Simo, just come round here and give us a fag. So just like go around the corner and have a fag with him. So his dad couldn't see.
And I managed to carry that on for so long. Simo, give us a fag in the queue. And now I think I actually have quit smoking. Because there's no BDT for me to pinch a fag off Simo.
So I'm not corrupting you in queue.
That's it. That's literally it. You were the same the other way round.
I know, mate. I know. So, both of you, and obviously me and Matt know Kevin Lawrence from FD. I don't know if you knew, but Matt's redoing his car. do you two think that Matt should let Kevin use his car for a round, or
Oh, yeah.
should he use one of your two's cars?
Well, mine's blown up. Matt's free, Matt. Yeah, use Matt's car.
The communal.
We've told Kevin that there's always a car at Garage Deer if he wants one. Julian's got him one there. But if Matt's is ready, I say get in there.
No, it's fine. Like if Julian's got a car,
Put another rock through the block.
I think let's stick him in there. Timo, actually, he used your car last time, didn't he?
yeah, use the Z4.
No, I use my car now. I only lent my old car out because I didn't care about it. This thing's more than my fucking mortgage or something. This is like, if you've been to my
you
house.
live up north, so your mortgage is about threepence happening.
No, but if you've been to my house, it needs like a new bathroom, a new kitchen, like the whole house renovating. I've got this instead.
Why do you think Matt can't? I've not got a house.
That's my
Live in that
problem. I've got one of them and no house.
Don't you live in that little shed behind you?
Yeah, that's it. That's his room. That's why I got my curtains pulled.
Speaking of that, Mike, have you got? Are you in your pub? You've got like a little bar in the garden.
I'm in
haven't
my
you?
bar. Oh, yeah,
Are you
I'm
in
in
it?
my bar at the minute. Do you want to see?
Yeah, you got a little daddy car.
When are we getting invited around for belly, Mike?
Look, listen. As soon as this is done, we're there. All right.
Look
Can
at
you
that.
guys see? It looks like Mike's recording on a 5110. What?
But the internet is not so good.
Mike's off for a game of snakes in a minute after we're done.
yeah.
Well, that's my bar.
Looks good. I like it.
Don't know what's going on here.
He's back in the room.
Keg.
Oh.
No more. Empty.
Is that not your keg that's full of concrete?
Yeah, where's your concrete?
That was the bin. Do you want to see the bin full of concrete?
No, just sit back down. No,
We're
just
going
sit
to
down.
go for a tour now. No, you've asked for it now. We're off. There we go. Here's the new shed. There we go. That's a bin full of concrete. I tried to break up.
So it's now a feature.
Yeah, it's now a feature. A lawnmower.
Don't show
some shelving.
Stop showing people what's in your shed.
You'll get there.
Oh, he don't live up north, does he? He'll not get broke into.
No.
I'll come over
Two things:
later and
live
nick that
down
mower.
south, and B, it's full of old paint. If you want it, please come and take it.
Thinks it's Facebook Marketplace. This.
What colours, Mike? Be more specific. What are the colours?
Matt'll be having them for work.
We've got some
decorator here. I need to know the colours if I'm coming to get paint.
We've got some dusted fondant in there. We've got some. I don't know. I actually don't know.
So on that, Matt, Mr. Carter. So a lot of people probably don't know you're a painter decorator. When were the last, realistically, over the last, let's say, 12, 18 months, how much have you actually done painting and decorating?
Since you started Drift Masters, how much painting and decorating have you done?
That's been a problem. That's one of my things this year. My dad's actually turned 70 this year, so he's turning into retirement.
So you're making him carry on work, basically, while you just go and live the dream now, Will?
I have done up to now, but now I've got to start pulling my finger out and learn how to run the business and be sensible.
Be a grown up.
But yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of time off in the last 2 years, that's for sure. And the lads who were coming with me. I mean, Riga was nearly 2 weeks out, I think. Doing the Riga and back and doing.
Can you clapping? Clap, Mike. Say 8 o'clock.
Oh, is it that time?
Yeah.
No, you're early, ain't you? I know it is.
I don't know. Everyone's clapping at my house, so. NHS.
The neighbours aren't doing it yet.
Them NHS workers.
Not like you, Mike, to be premature.
Listen.
Fireworks and horns and everything.
He's zooming in again. He's zooming in.
Show us the fireworks, Matt.
I know how they're going.
I can only hear them, but I've got this lot clapping at the top of the garden.
They're clapping because you've gone. Anyway, so you're saying that, so like Riga, so for Drift Masters, each event, you're like, it's serious time away from home and life and all that lot.
Oh yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Like each round you're driving there. So Riga took 2 weeks. They're back.
I've got this
Riga-
on my list, mate.
Riga
Your crew.
from Calais to Riga was about 40 hours. So that's
40
flat out-
hours?
That's flat out driving with 3 of us, me, Stu and Grant behind the wheel, and all we were doing was stopping for diesel, swapping drivers. One would go to sleep in the back of the van. And
How do you think they felt driving for 40 hours to then
What do you mean,
get
Dave?
to the event and
Have
not
you
qualify?
Have you ever met?
Yeah.
how do you
Have
think
you
I
ever
felt?
met who's driving?
I've got this on my list. The crew.
It'd be fine.
Matt's crew.
Oh look, he's got his list. Look.
Right, I'll wind back, Adam. You can be presenter again. You do what you want, pal.
Now keep talking. But obviously, Stu and Grant are absolute fucking idiots, aren't they?
I didn't know which way you were going to go with that.
My question were, how do you put up with them for so long, stuck in a van, travelling around Europe?
To be fair, it's all part of it, isn't it? Good mates. It doesn't matter if they're being idiots or being funny, whatever they are. But it was a good laugh. You know what I mean? Both of them, I couldn't thank them enough for the time they took off to take us around Europe. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a lot of time, a lot of effort, and everyone got stressed by the end of it. But yeah, it was good.
I suppose you made a lot of memories.
Oh yeah.
And leading into that, what is your best drift memory?
My
Like
best
what
memory.
thing that sticks out most to you?
I don't really know. There's been so many, and my memory's so shit these days. But no, I don't know. Probably winning the championships both times. I mean, how much better?
I'll probably do it, winning the championship. Yeah, I reckon I'll probably fucking top it.
Mike's like, this one time I got a top 16. It was great.
The thing is, even just
winning the
being out
fucking
there.
championship, I reckon that one. I'll go with that one.
Just being out at Drift Masters as well. I mean, yeah, brilliant memories, and the Falcon days with the boys, and all the demos for the 24-hour race and all of that. I mean, there's just so many over the years. I couldn't pick one.
What about you, Mike? What's
Me,
the thing
my
that-
favourite drift.
Podium.
I can't remember.
He zoomed in again.
I said, look, my phone is literally like that far away. If I go too far back, you won't see me.
In a bit. Stop.
There. I'll stay exactly there. Can't move.
No, you can go back a bit. But no, you must have something that sticks out to you that's the most memorable. What?
Obviously, when I actually podiumed that one time through sheer luck, and my mate Lee was on the third place, was the best thing ever. Both of us being, because we sort of started the actual competition at the same time, and then both of us were on the podium. Lee Barker.
Oh yeah.
Who? Come on, you must know.
I can't remember every podium. I don't know who.
Yeah, you can tell. So the pair of us being on the podium at the same time was, yeah, just that was unbelievable as a moment. But it's like the same thing. It's like obviously I've never won a championship, so I don't have the same memories that. It's been
It's
there.
good.
Like,
You
all,
should try
all
it
the
one
events
time,
are
mate.
amazing. They are like one of my favourite things about an event is just turning up. Like as soon as you drive through with your rig and your trailer, your car and everything like that, and literally drive through the pits to your pit space, and everyone around you is like waving, beeping a horn, like all that sort of stuff.
Seeing the boys.
Yeah. It's just, the feeling that you get when you're just turning up with excitement is you can't explain it.
It makes the hard days and hard nights in the workshop worth it. Just to go there and see the lads and catch up with everyone.
That's it.
And just the weekend away.
You don't even need to compete. Like literally just turning up, people being excited.
Turn up.
So that's what you're doing this year then, Mike. You thought it's a lot cheaper. I'm just going to show my face.
You're just going to get an air on and sit in pits when everyone walks in.
How many people can we get on this live stream? Can we get like the whole championship on?
What, today, right now?
Yeah.
And just get Michael be on the moon and be like, hello, yes.
It's the event live.
I did Google this because
I'll go and get an airborne for Mike.
I've Googled it because I'm planning one Friday night or Saturday night while we're on lockdown
To get everyone on.
to get everybody on.
Yeah.
And apparently on Skype you can get 60 people. So,
Mate, you know, we could barely get a word in edgeways. We'll us four idiots talking. So can you imagine 60?
so I am at some point I might plan like a pit party that's not in the pits and you're actually at home.
That'd be cool.
Savage.
So
I'm busy that day.
back to the questions. Who do we think is going to win Pro and Pro 2 this season? Or the next season whenever the season happens?
I don't know. I think Wonacott's definitely got a good go at Pro this year. Good go. I mean, driving with him in the last round last year, I mean, he's upped his game. He was flying, you know. And watching him all season, obviously, I've been watching every round, or if I haven't been there, I've been watching it on live stream. And yeah, I really like Wonacott's style last year. And if he keeps that up and's got the car, you know, going well, and yeah, I think he's got a bloody good chance.
What about Pro 2?
I don't know. There's so many new drivers coming in who I don't even know nowadays, and you know, a lot of people stepping up, and I don't know. There's too many to choose from in it. I think. I mean, everyone's got a bloody good chance. I think.
Yeah. What about you, Michael?
Michael?
Are you driving, Matthew?
Me?
Yeah.
I might be.
Well, then you'll win then.
Due to the manifold, obviously.
But he might not be driving.
Manifold
So if Matt isn't driving, who do we think?
I bet I've been paid very good money to say Lee Barker.
What about Pro 2?
I don't know. It's anyone's game, isn't it? Who knows? I mean,
It really is.
Year, we might not. Is it who's going to have what? I mean, what the state of people's cars at the minute?
Mm-hmm.
The most reliable car is always going to do the best.
If people's cars aren't ready, like I remember this other day. So I joked because everyone complained that the first round was the end of the March. They're like, it's too soon. I said if it was September, people still wouldn't be ready. There's a chance it could be September. If people's cars aren't ready, I am going to be fuming.
They won't be.
Ban them from events.
They won't be ready.
But they'll try and do something else, something unbelievably ridiculous to their cars.
In fact, the amount of messages I've had in the last few weeks with people saying, I've been thinking about doing a quadruple turbo V18 conversion. And I think now I've got an extra 7 days. Should I do it? I'm like, why not?
Please be my guest.
So
that's the thing. I mean, championships. How can you ever pick it? I mean, anything can go right or wrong on the day for anyone. And we've all seen it, and as drivers, we've all been it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have a good day. Sometimes, more than likely, you have a bad day.
Mike, speaking of bad days.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Speaking of bad days, that does actually lead on to my next question. So you turn up to BDC, you have a bad day and your car breaks, but you're allowed to take any other driver's car off a grid. Whose car would you be driving for the weekend?
See, if Michael Walton was there, I would use his car.
I would use my car.
No, your car's broke.
If my car broke, I'll probably just go home.
Because
It's a hypothetical question, Mike.
Adam, do you know what I've just realised? Mike Walton's another Willie Hanna. He's got to a certain point and gone, bang, he's pissed. I love
You
it.
reckon Willie Hanna gets that? I can't understand a word Willie Hanna says anyway.
Mate, we had him on overnight. He had a couple of these cocktails. Absolutely brilliant. Some of the shit he were talking was unreal.
He works in those wind turbine things, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he said all I do for a job is I've got this massive wand, right, and I just cut stuff with it. And if it goes bang, I go home.
I'm not sure how accurate that is, but
To Michael, back to the question.
I want to believe it.
Back to the question. Whose car are you using if yours breaks? You've got to pick somebody's.
What? And everything's still working. I'd use Matt's car.
But Matt's not doing BDC.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Who's
but
doing
my car might not
BDC?
be far down the road.
Who's got an S-Body with a Jay-Z in it? I'll just drive
Ollie Evans.
Yeah, that one. No, not that one. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
Someone else with an S-Body.
We said it a few times. This is pretty ropey, isn't it? And he did well to win championship in it.
How we won the championship. I mean, in the last round, literally before he came on, that thing was pouring blue smoke out in the pits. Literally, it was up on axle stands, like completely fucked. I was like, well, what's he doing with that? And then he just goes out and just like wins it. I was like, how?
You got him for a lap together.
He did. He qualified third.
That's them Jay-Z engines.
It was literally like the best thing ever.
Usually a Jay-Z engine will shit itself but carry on, but somehow you managed to make them shit themselves so that they don't carry on.
Yeah, well, you know, so it's an art.
I think I took one of mine apart back in the day, and I think it was 4 ring glands gone out of 6 in the thing, and it was pouring smoke, pissing oil, but it carried on. It was as strong as ever.
One more lap.
Mine wasn't. Mine. No, the head fell off. Literally, it fell off. There was nothing in between the head and the block. It was just air, space.
You should put a gasket in there, mate.
Yeah, gasket would help.
So
that's why we call you Donkey, Mike.
Yeah, so yes.
So if we've got money's no object build, what chassis, what engine we're using?
You know what? Darren said it the other day, and Sultan done it, and it would have been the Aston all day long. White to build an Aston for years, and when he built that, I fucking love that motor, proper sick. So yeah, definitely.
What, Sultans?
Yeah.
What engine?
Probably a V8 of some sort. I mean, I don't think you go Jay-Z in them. I don't know. Maybe you could, but
if money's no object, you get a proper engine.
Not proper, just a different. yeah. My non-proper engine, as you're calling it, still going. I call your one having a rod out the side of the block.
Don't know what you mean, mate. Mine's fine.
He has just bought another one as well.
Has he?
I'm coming back.
Matt, do you even know what turbo you bought for it? Because I had a word with Jace earlier.
Yeah.
And he told me what turbo you bought.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. It's a 42 something or other.
No, it's not. It's a 48 77.
Why have you bought a 4? What engine have you put in there?
Listen, I'm not Julian Smith. I don't know these things. I'm like, this is what I need.
What engine is it?
Cool, yeah. I'll just
it's a V8 turbo.
What size engine?
Turbo LS.
Turbo LS.
With a 47.
A big turbo LS.
48 77.
Oh, my phone's here. We're looking for my phone.
7,500 RPM. We've got about 200 RPM usable.
I don't think it's a 47.
No, it's 48. Jace told me it was 48 77 with like a 0.7 hours in it.
Let me come back to you on that one.
So Mike, what's your dream build?
Checking eBay listing now.
Oh, I can't.
What's my build?
What?
Say that again.
Money's no object build. What chassis, what engine we having?
Do I have to choose a chassis off the shelf?
You can have whatever you want, mate. So money's no object.
Well, money's no object. So just custom build everything from scratch.
Well, no, you've got to be able to compete, and you can't do that, can you?
Why not?
It's got to be a monocoque chassis.
Rubbish. There's loads of people that just do random stuff. Matt will be fine about it. If it costs enough money, Matt will just let it go through.
Just to put in there, it's a 42 something or other. It's not a 48.
Oh, yeah. Jace told me it was 48.
No, I've got it in. It's from that. It's from Stav. Stav said it'd be perfect for it.
Stavros,
yeah.
As long as he says it's all right, it's fine.
Basically, when it doesn't come on boost until
he's never copied anything else from any other internet post. I mean, I'm going to be quiet now. So the money no object post we've got is a Ferrari 599, their front engine, rear-wheel drive, isn't they? Yeah, let's go for one of them.
What engine are we putting in it?
I think I'll probably keep the stock engine and put 2 turbos on it.
What the manifolds?
Yeah.
Sounds very similar to an FD car, does it not?
Oh yeah, that's set forward, isn't it?
Crispy.
What about? Right. What about?
This could go anywhere. A Robin Reliant.
No. A Chevrolet Silverado pickup.
What, like Phil Morrison's?
Yes, like his tow car, but you could put
Cool story, Mike.
an engine, a gas turbine engine in it. Yes, out of a
Power
a jet
station.
plane or something. Yeah,
Right.
power
We've
station.
got another issue here. It's not a monocoque chassis, is it? So you're not allowed to compete in it.
For fuck's sake! I'll
Come
just
on,
wear
Greg.
this. Yeah, but yeah. Who's screwing earring?
Jace.
Is it Jace? He's easily plied that one.
Is the car in the back of the pickup? Yeah, it's in there.
We grand.
I'll tell you the other one I won't mind doing, but I don't know what the kind of ruling is on it, is TVR.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're very bad cars when they came out of the factory for normal road use.
Every road drift car's a bad car until us mad drifters get our hands on them and do magic and make things happen.
Also, they're not monocoque chassis.
See, that's what I want to know about.
They're a ladder chassis with a fiberglass shell on them.
I think it was FD rules when I was
Same
looking at
as
that.
my
It doesn't
Silverado
say nothing
problem.
about monocoque in FD and in Drift Masters, but it says that I think 2,500 of them must have been sold in a line or something. So I don't know if that means you could use them in Drift Masters, even though
They were definitely not 2,500 TVRs sold.
it'd be pretty cool.
They're probably sold. Definitely didn't last. But they're definitely sold.
They might have sold. But no, I think a TVR would be a cool build. And British. Or Jag. Jag would be cool.
Yeah. I'm pretty much out of questions, but speaking of like stuff like that, FD. We've all been to FD and had a watch.
Yeah.
Pretty savage.
Did we all go together? Mike, we were there, weren't we? Mate?
Yeah, we're all there. Yeah.
Yeah, good time that.
Do you not remember Denny's?
Yeah.
Denny every day.
I do remember Gina.
Oh,
Yeah.
But no, would you, if you had the chance, Matt, would you go to FD? Would you like to do it?
I'd go again, mate. Yeah,
Of
definitely.
course I would. I'd go anywhere if I had the chance. If I had the chance to drift anywhere in the world, I'd be there. Simple
That's
as
something we haven't talked about actually. So that's where I was going earlier. You, when you went to like Riga and all them, like you have a couple of weeks off at a time, yet you still go on more holidays than the normal person.
Who?
You, Matt.
No, I like me holidays, but
What do you mean, no? You have 8 holidays in a year, you dickhead. How many times do you think people go away?
it isn't that bad. No, I mean,
Where's all the birds from?
I don't know. He's tweeting. Mike's
Oh,
tweeting.
they're outside my house. I live in sticks, don't I?
No, they're not.
No, I don't go on that many holidays, but the ones I do, the missus pays for, and it's holidays she wants to go on. So I'm happy to oblige and go.
You just go for her, don't you? You're just for her.
Definitely.
So thoughtful.
But last year we went to SEMA, which was pretty cool. Wanted to go to SEMA for a good
For
long
her?
time, end of the year. We was going to go to Japan with Julian, but things changed with the Garage D move and that. So Katie wanted a holiday, and I kind of wanted to go to SEMA. So we ended up going to SEMA and then to, where'd we go? Costa Rica and then home.
Me and Matt have
That's
been talking about it for a bit. What's it like, SEMA? Is it worth going over? Were you there working? Were you like trying to get a bit of sponsorship and stuff, or were you there just to look round?
I went out there to look around and to speak to people, a bit of both really. If there was an opportunity there, I'll take it. But I mean, we went around for a good look around it, really. I mean, it's somewhere I wanted to go for years, and it's just, I mean, you can, I don't know, maybe 7 times auto sport, the size of it, maybe bigger. It's retarded. I think we were doing 32,000 steps a day.
Oh, no, that's not for me. That's not for me.
Me and Matt have like this thing where we send each other how many steps we've done.
Right.
Where
Adam, you got like 12 or something in one day.
No.
12 steps.
12.
No, I've been out on. We'd been. I think it was like the night after the slide Christmas do, and I screenshotted it and sent it to Matt. And I'd done like 60 or 70 steps in a day. So I was just flat out on settee.
It's 18 steps from his room down to his sofa.
That was from the sofa to the fridge.
It's the fridge twice and back to bed.
He's had a shit. That's all he's done.
No, the thing where we stayed in a hotel as well. So I've walked at car, then from car to my settee. So I'm pretty much out of questions. Is there you two want to ask either me or Matt?
So Matt, if there isn't a BDC this year, are you going to put double the money into next year's BDC?
Because I'm absolutely minted. UK drifting absolutely lines my pockets. I'm so rich, it's unreal.
I know.
Listen, we've got quite a lot of changes to be made to make sure that I can't say I'm 100% sure because no one knows anything, but I'm very confident that drifting will happen this year. It's debatable whether we'll be able to make them massively public events or whether we'll have to make it limited and do it in other ways, but I'm very confident. You think if a pub's allowed to have 100 people in a pub, then it's fine to have 1,000 people at a BDC event.
Uh-huh.
And I think pubs will be open this year. The fucking best be anyway.
So will it run through the winter if needs be, or?
I mean, the last round last time was middle of October. Buxton were mid-October.
Don't do Buxton any later than that, please.
We're having 5 rounds at Buxton between Christmas and New Year.
No,
yeah, that little awkward gap between Christmas and New Year. We're gonna have 3 rounds in that. But actually, strange fact is that the November was nicer. The weather was nicer last year in November than October. So literally, and look at it now. It's April. It should be April shower. It should be raining all the time.
Beautiful.
It's fucking sunny. Like the weather is irrelevant now. The time of year, you pick a date and anything could happen. You can't guarantee what's going to happen weather-wise.
No. Of course. So are you going to do it then?
Do what? A winter season? No.
The events in winter, you dickhead.
No. I need an off season.
Off season. But they've had about 18 years of off season.
Yeah, it's great, mate. I'm just living the dream at the minute.
So would you run 2020 season into 2021 like they're doing like D1 NZ?
No.
I mean, I like FD where they've changed the whole FD lineup, haven't they? Every round, every date, everything's changed. I think. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna kind of like just lessen the rounds, make it a 3-round championship if it ends up being that way? I
mean, as it is at the minute, it's a 5-round championship. I want to do as many. I want to do 5 in a perfect world. If we have to shorten it slightly, I will do. I'm not running it into December.
We can't out here.
There's a chance that you could run November potentially. It's very much unknown, and once things get released, I'm going to be careful what I say. But once things get released around what other champions,
no one watches, Matt. It don't matter.
You want no one's watching.
It's been an hour and a half of this fucking thing. No one is watching it.
Once things get released from what other people are doing, you'll see that championships will be happening, but a little bit more limited and in a little bit closer proximity.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
Yeah.
The end.
The thing is, I don't think it'd be a bad thing even if it was only put down to a 3 or 4 event. You know,
as it is at the minute, people just want to
depending
do a bit
how
of
things
drifting.
go over the year, and obviously with this bloody corona disease and whatnot, I mean, depending how long that goes on for, but I don't think anyone would mind if the events were, fewer, because you can make fewer better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's cost like I need to make money at each event to break even over the year. That's what people forget. So like, this is
Really?
tough
Is that how
time.
Ross's runs?
You know what?
I can't believe it, Matthew.
People don't know, that's the thing.
Honestly, I just thought that you put the event on and then you're a millionaire. Easy.
Yeah, for nothing injury.
Living the dream.
Business, Matthew.
You know what?
The
What
you
first
do
thing when this,
is you
when
just
this
open a
corona-
business up and then you're a millionaire.
I can't have questions off both of you at the same time.
You know what? When this corona disease first came out, the first person I thought about was actually you. And I was like, for fuck's sake, could this get any worse for Matt? All year last year with
Rain
the
last
fucking
year.
rain, and
Yeah.
now this. And I was just like, you're absolutely kidding me. But we know you can pull it out. You can pull it out the bag.
I don't let shit bother me. Like, literally last year I learned absolutely loads. Like, so I think once I get a good, I'll make something happen this year. 2020, what are you saying, Mike?